Welcome to our tutorial on exploring articles, journals and diaries. I'm going to take you through a couple of typical tasks that volunteers can help us with. So starting off on the dashboard, click on Explore Articles, Journals and Diaries. This will take you to the next available document that we would like a volunteer to look at. On the left-hand side, you'll see a scanned copy of the original document. On the right-hand side, you'll see a computer-generated transcription of the document. You can use the scroll bars on both the image and the transcription to view longer articles. If necessary, you can also zoom in and out to make the image of the article easier to read. You'll also notice that above the transcription there is a question. Does this document contain any information or references to Australia's weather or climate? To find out why we ask this question, you can hover your mouse over this information icon and read all about it. Now, to answer this question, I recommend quickly scrolling through the transcription on the right-hand side and looking for words highlighted in yellow. These words have been highlighted because the computer suspects they are related to weather and climate. This won't always be the case, which is why we need you to confirm it. If the highlighted section of the transcription is difficult to read, then you can turn to the scanned image on the left-hand side for clarification. In this case, we see the article does mention snow, but the title of the article tells us that the article is referring to India. That means I should select No, because it is not about Australia's climate. This categorizes the article, and after a few moments, you receive your next document. By looking through the transcription of my next document, I see that the article describes a severe storm, and the heading refers to Sydney. That means I should select Yes. If you click Yes, a second question will appear. Does this image contain an article with words, or is it a table with numbers? It's not a table with numbers, so I go ahead and click Words. Again, if you want to know more about this question, simply hover your mouse over the info icon. In fact, there are quite a few of these info icons throughout the site, so if you ever want any extra information, look for the nearest info icon. Okay, now you have the opportunity to tell us about the information contained in the article. The first box here is the computer transcription of the whole article, but now you can edit what's inside. You can help us make this more useful by deleting text that doesn't relate to weather and then correcting any mistakes made by the computer. So I find the paragraph about the storm and then I'll delete everything else. I'll also go ahead and make some corrections. Okay, now we need to enter the date of the weather described. In this case, the storm was described as occurring yesterday, so I check the date the article was published up here, and then count backwards by 1 day. That makes the event date the 29th of September. The next part of the form is the state and location. Above the image of the article, you'll see that it also lists the name of the publication, which can help with working out the location of the event. This article was published in the Sydney Gazette and New South Wales Advertiser, so unless the article says otherwise, I should enter the state as New South Wales and the location as Sydney. Now I choose the type of weather that was described. You can select as many options as you like. I'll select rain, severe storm, hurricane, hail, and flood/heavy rain. Next is the event duration, but in this article it wasn't mentioned, so I can leave that blank. The rainfall severity is judged on how the document described the rainfall. The writer of the article made it sound like an unusually heavy storm, so I will select very above normal. If the writer had been more matter-of-fact about how heavy the rain was, I would have chosen normal. This article didn't mention temperature, so I leave this last one as is. Now, after you have filled in as much of the form as you can, you have the option of leaving us a comment. So let's say I think the transcription could do with some further corrections. I can just type that in here. So that's it. I'm finished with this document, so I click on the I am finished button. If you haven't finished but you want to save your progress and come back later, click on Continue Later. You can also choose to skip this document if you don't want to complete this particular task. When you click on I am finished, you'll just be asked to confirm your selection, and once you do that, you're on to your next document. If you want to choose a different type of document, then you can return to your dashboard. If you are interested in trying to rescue some weather readings, we recommend you check out our other tutorial that takes you through some examples. Thanks for listening.